Hey crew, I'm Lexi, your local light worker. I'm a tarot reader and astrologer, blah 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 blah. Let's get to the really important matter of the day, no, the week, no, the month, or potentially the next year. We are currently undergoing a really big energetic upgrade. Each year, on the 8th of the 8th, the 8th day of the 8th month of the year, we have something called the energetic opening through the Lion's Gate portal. I'm going to tell you in this video what this means from an astrological, numerological, and mythological point of view. And stick around because at the end, I have some homework for you. Because as we all know, homework is sexy. Let's get into it. Astrologically speaking, what happens in Leo season is that we have the Sun in Leo, and the Sun is sitting very beautifully in between two of the most important and brightest stars in our galaxy. So the Sun on the 8th of August would be loosely conjunct the brightest star in the Milky Way, which is Sirius. And the Sun is also loosely conjunct Regulus, which is considered to be the star that is the royal star, the one that grants nobility to the person that has it somehow conjunct their sun or their moon or any other placements in their natal chart. So our Leo Sun, which is already the energy of light, identity, being yourself, confidence, creativity, fertility, is sitting in between these two bright royal nobility giving signs, Sirius on one hand and Regulus on the other hand. This opens a phenomenal energetic portal which can allow us to reset on our love goals. So this is wonderful energy to sit within, to meditate. You can do this anywhere. If you're lucky enough to have a holiday time or you booked a holiday and you're somewhere at the beach listening to me, then hey, how are you? I'm super happy that you're here. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying this content and all that ego stuff put to the side. Use that time to find stillness on the beach in a beautiful holiday-like environment and just do nothing. Sit with this energy. I know that it's hard in a neoliberal capitalist society that is super hyped up to actually sit and do nothing. And I know that there are many of you out there that like to go on holiday and just do everything and see everything, and you cannot sit still because there are so many things to discover. Great, go and do that as well. But plan at least 20-30 minutes, and especially on the 8th of August, to just be with yourself, to sit still and to hold energy. Allow your heart to speak for itself as you meditate a little bit and you try to silence your mind just for a little bit, just for some time. You don't have to do it for the rest of your lifetime. Another way in which you can do this, if you're a highly hyperactive person or just a fire sign and an air sign, throwing some shade at my fire and air signs. Just kidding, I love you guys so much. What you can do is you can do a walking meditation. I love to do these, and I have a fire stellium in my chart as well, so I can highly recommend them. Walk mindfully, don't rush, but just walk. Put one foot in front of the other and try to cleanse your mind. So as you're doing something physically with your body, you can also just try to quiet down your mind. Try to find some sort of stillness as your body is moving. So either sit by the pool and enjoy this, or if you are unlucky and you have to go to work during this period, but maybe, who knows, why am I saying unlucky? Because some of you could actually have jobs that you just genuinely enjoy doing. So maybe this is just my prejudice. Sorry about this. Closing the parenthesis. Wherever you find yourself, whether at work, at the beach, at home, doing what you love, doing something you hate, take 20 to 30 minutes to hold energy. And what I mean by this is try not to think of a lot of things. I know this could be quite hard, but focus on your breathing. The best thing you can do in this period is to focus on your breathing. This is a really important energetic portal, and I would like you all to take advantage of it because it can truly help you understand what you love, whom you love, what should you do next in your loving connections. Who do you need to say I'm sorry to? Who do you need to allow into your life? Where does this heart energy energy need to go, where it has been blocked. It's a wonderful time to do some self-therapy, to do some self-acknowledgement, self-acceptance, self-love. So try to tap into this beautiful opportunity that we get once a year. And don't worry, if you are not really into doing any kind of work, you're just here because you like my earrings or how I'm talking to you right now, thank you very much, first of all. Second of all, you have another opportunity next year to tap into this kind of energy. Give yourself time and space to, first of all, understand what is happening, and second of all, decide if you want to participate or not. I would strongly recommend that you guys participate. You can do something in a collective. You can sign up to a worldwide meditation. I'm doing a womb blessing that is coming up quite soon, so I'm super excited about that. It's not exactly on the 8th of August, but it's near that time. And as you guys know, we do select the date 8th of August in a very astronomical fashion. So astronomers like to measure and organize the cosmos. But from an energetic and spiritual point of view, from an astrological mindset, energy tends to not be bogged down just in the boundaries of one day. Also, another thing that you can do on the day is not only serious meditation and deep inner work, do something fun. Leo energy is playful. Heart-based energy is about la. It's about going out and having fun. It's all about having fun by being playful, by tapping into our inner child kind of vibration that you want to be in. This playful, I can goof around, I don't want to take myself too seriously, and if the situation requires me to kind of like, you know, be very organized and all of a sudden ordered and take care of business, I'm going to tap back into my adult self. But try to unleash a little bit that inner child, because the more we repress our inner child, the less vitality we have, the more sick we become, and the more we tend to project our own immaturity onto other people. If you have a stifled relationship to your inner child, you are not allowing yourself an opportunity to grow, and again, an opportunity to enjoy life. So it's really, really important that you assess your relationship to your inner child during this wonderful Lionsgate portal. Numerologically, the Lionsgate portal pertains to the energy of the number 8. And the number 8 is a beautiful, beautiful number. It is representative of things such as the lemniscate, which is the symbol of infinity, because if you take the number 8 and you twist it, you kind of make it lie down. You put it on the horizontal, baby. You put it in a bed and you want to make it rest. Then the number 8 is actually the symbol of infinity. And this symbol of infinity, or the lemniscate, you can see it on top of characters such as the Magician card in Major Arcana in Tarot, or on top of one of my favorite Major Arcana cards, the Strength card, which actually corresponds to Leo energy and to this capacity of nourishing not only physical strength, but also emotional, deep inner strength through wisdom, by extracting wisdom from life's painful experiences, and by understanding that things happen for you, for your growth, for your spiritual development, not only to you. When you think that there is a divide between you and the world, that the world is crazy and effed up and you are perfect and pure and you don't understand how come people are not like you, then my friend, I'm really sorry to tell you, but you are deeply immersed in a very toxic relationship with your ego. The more you break down your ego, the more you dive deep within yourself and look for the treasures of yourself rather than your ego, the more compassion you have for the plight of everyone around you. I'm going to get back to this point. It's super important and it is related to what the Lionsgate portal is all about. But I want to finish first with the energy of numerological significance. So the number 8 represents power. It is the number that shows how we start off in one point and then we get back to the same point. Life is cyclical. Sometimes some of the themes that we experience as we are young and we're just kind of learning to develop, to grow a body, to create our own psychology, the same kind of things that we experience as we're growing up in our childhood, in our teenage years, we tend to go over them when we reach adulthood. You will find that as an adult, some of the themes from the past still haunt you. And this is why a number of adults actually decide to go to therapy to heal certain aspects that have happened to them in childhood, because it seems almost as if their life is not moving forward, or it's not moving towards what they want to achieve. This is because a linear understanding of life as a process through which you are born and you walk a straight path all the way towards your death, it's actually far from the truth, the spiritual truth that has been philosophized upon and explained by a number of spiritual teachers throughout the time. The idea is that life is a circle, life is cyclical. And right now, during this energy of the Lionsgate portal, what you can do is to understand how you can go from the margin of the circle, the superficial aspect of the self, usually the ego, so the thing that creates a boundary between you and other people. The ego is the one that separates. The ego is the one that tells you, I am beautiful and you are ugly. I am strong and you are weak. I am intelligent and you are stupid. When in reality, the person in front of you is also something that is a projection out of you, out of your own self. That person in front of you is showing you something about yourself that you might find hard to accept. So the Lionsgate portal is showing us how we can go from the circle, how we can find a crack inside of our ego and start going in the maze of our true self. That true point, our heart, what in the Kabbalah and in the Sephirot is considered to be Tiferet. And Tiferet is the emanation in the tree of life that is containing pure beauty. It is pure love, unconditional acceptance, the beauty that shines from within outwards. This is Leo energy. This is the star at the center of our galaxy that warms every planet and sustains life here on Earth. If you reach that, if you reach the core of who you are, you will forever feel content. You will forever be in the kingdom of the Lord, of God, of Buddha, of Yahweh, however you want to call it. But the process through which we can get there entails a death of the ego. This is the death card in the tarot at the major arcana, ruled by Scorpio. And Scorpio is the one that initiates you through this painful process of burning selfish layers of yourself until you reach the core where you understand that I and the world are not divided. We are all part of this principle of non-duality. So the number 8 is really powerful, and this is why the number 8 is also pertaining to the 8th house in the zodiac. And the 8th house is the one ruled by Pluto, the god of the underworld, and also it is ruling the sign of Scorpio. Speaking of the underworld, let's look at the mythological reason for how to interpret the Lionsgate energy. Now, jazz hands! The interesting part is that many people will actually refer to the Lionsgate portal as Inanna's gate or Ishtar's gate. What is that all about? Well, having done some research and explored the myth of Inanna in the last 72 hours, I am hooked. I absolutely love her and her energy. Inanna is the Sumerian goddess of heaven. She is also known as Ishtar by Akkadian and Babylonian mythology. So she's basically the same kind of person, whether you see Inanna or Ishtar. It's basically a synonym to the same kind of vibration. She's considered to be a representation of the divine feminine. But this is a divine feminine energy that is very different from Mother Mary, or this idea that a woman's sexuality and her passionate heart and warlike nature is somehow separate from her holiness and spirituality. No. The ancients had a very realistic perception of femininity, which I love and I love to abide by. So Inanna is actually considered to be quite a power-hungry goddess. She is willful. She is an individual that likes to build thrones for herself. She also likes to steal stuff from other gods. She is a person that can very easily get up and throw a rage if the situation requires it. This is why she's usually associated with love and war. She is also a person that is becoming in her stories. So despite of the fact that she is divine, she is an individual that is growing, or I keep saying to her that she's a person or individual, but what I do mean in this process is that her divine essence is individuating, better said, as she comes into contact with the world below. So she is a creature that used to live in heavens, and she decided to turn her attention to the lives of mere mortals, and she descended to be part of them. They started building temples to worship her in a practice that from today's standard could be considered sacred prostitution. She had a group of priestesses that would worship her, and they would take men to bed, particularly military men, to bed on the night of the spring equinox in order to bring forth this energy of fertility into the community. So she was considered to be the queen of 7 temples. This is how she introduced herself before the gates of the underworld as well. She was an individual, or kind of like an individual divine energy. I'm trying here to get you to think in terms of the divine being part of the individual and the individual being part of the divine, because there was no clear separation in these myths between these things. Sometimes mortals and humans tended to adopt the characteristics of gods, and gods tended to have the same character flaws as mortals. So it's very difficult with our mind to kind of separate these things. But this is where the story and the myth of Inanna is really, really interesting, because as willful as she was, as powerful as she was, as beautiful as she was, and sexually empowered, she also took it upon herself to do some really intense inner work. And out of the many, many myths that are out there, and I will talk about her in relation to Lilith in another clip in which I want to dedicate a lot of time to who Lilith is in mythology and in astrology and how you can work with her energy. That's coming up soon, guys. But coming back to Inanna, she has many, many different myths out there, but the one that I find corresponds so beautifully with our current times and with the energy of the Lionsgate portal is none other than Inanna's descent into the underworld to meet her forgotten sister, the mother of all monsters, Ereshkigal. I don't want to spoil the myth here for you. I'm not going to sit and tell you the whole story, because I think that there are so many other people that have been doing an excellent job at describing the myth for you guys. So I have linked a lot of things below for you to listen to, and I do recommend the first 2 links as well from the Birth Mother Creation channel. Go and listen to the wonderful way in which Pam England is describing the myth of Inanna. It made me weep. It is so gorgeous, and all of the themes of Inanna's descent into the underworld and how she needs to take objects off of herself. Everything she was attached to, she needs to let go of. And she goes deep into the heart of the underworld, and she becomes famished and weakened and vulnerable, and she gets to the core of the place that is considered to be the darkest place in the world, the point of no return, where you will never come back out of the same person that you went the first place in. And there she meets her sister, that forgotten dark part of herself. And it's a really beautiful process where she's helped by some allies to come back to her form. And then, interestingly enough, everybody that was lying on top of the world, right? So people that were living on the surface of the world, her friends, her family, those that worshipped Inanna, they start to echo down to her as she is lying resting into the underworld. Come back, we need you, come back. And then Inanna has to climb right back out of the underworld. But as she climbs right back out of the underworld, she needs to forgo a lot of the things that she has left behind. Now, from the point of choice, I do not need that which I thought I was so attached to and I needed as I was becoming more vulnerable through this process of slow ego death. I'm choosing to leave some things in the underworld because they naturally belong there. And now, with this new benefit of hindsight, because I am created anew, I am reborn, I understand that everything I thought I needed in the past is no longer something that I can carry with me into this new life I am emerging into. So, This is my very quick interpretation of that myth, but please have a look, have a listen to some of the videos that I will link down below. They are gorgeous and they will give you an additional thing to reflect upon with this beautiful heart-based energy. And also they will help you understand the deeper spiritual, emotional gifts of this very difficult year 2022, which actually on the surface is breaking down everything we have thought about the ego, and deep within is bringing up a lot of our inner gold, that alchemical process through which we transform everything that we were resentful about ourselves, everything we didn't like about ourselves, everything we dissociated from ourselves. We transform it into pure wisdom, maturity, compassion, forgiveness, and unconditional love. Now for the homework part, because I promised you that there will be some homework. Here are certain things that you can reflect upon as you are tapping into this energy on the 8th of August or any date around this time. If you want to do a little bit of a meditation on the solar plexus chakra, I would highly recommend as well that you use some honey calcite, because it is a stone that looks as if it contains the sun inside. And just in general, wear the colors of the Leo season. As you can see here, I have a lot of white, golden, and yellow colors are usually the ones that represent the energy of Leo, the sun, and everything related to heart-based energy. But you can also use green as well. Green because it is a reflection of the planet that we live on, Mother Earth, Gaia, and the natural world. The questions that you can find answers to are the following. What supports me when I am no longer able to support myself? Reflect on the fact that sometimes pure wisdom can be found in filth, in degradation, and in your own self-destruction. What is the next right thing that I could do apart from nothing? And this exercise is especially important to ask yourself if you wake up and you feel like there's nothing to look forward to. If you are coming face to face with nothingness or emptiness in your daily life, ask yourself this question. What is the next right thing that I could do apart from nothing? Okay, my beautiful light crew, this has been the video. Now go and do your homework and let me know what you discover. I'm sending you so much light and love as always, and do your best to be your authentic selves. Take care.